On day 7 of the main event, you expect pressure.
A heart attack on ESPN like 12 times. Getting 12 heart attacks, jeez.
On day 7 of the main event, you expect emotion.
Yes! Yes!
On day 7 of the main event, you don't expect boyfriend and girlfriend to be side by side at the feature table.
Playing with David is interesting.
We're both short right now.
You never really want to get into it with a friend or let alone a boyfriend.
It's just basically a free roll from here on out, so we're just going to go play to win it.
32 players remain at the main event, and 2 of them date each other. How far can Motino and Sands go? Day 7 of the main event continues right now. Welcome to Day 7 coverage of the World Series of Poker main event presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. It's been a grind, but for the fortunate few who are left, the $8.7 million top prize is closer than ever. Alexander Mozhnikov has reeled in a lot of chips.
I don't know what this guy is using for bait, but he's catching a lot of hands.
Ben Lamb, always steady, always stacked.
I ran into Ben the other day at Jamba Juice, and even there he had a lot of chips.
Matt Giannetti rode a rush to the chip lead.
You know, if he wins the main event, he'll be able to buy the Longhorn Network.
Local pro John Esposito is short on chips, not on personality.
I'm sorry, wasn't the seniors event like a month ago? Who let this guy in?
So there's Giannetti on top with New Orleans resident Ryan Lenahan in second. 6 players over 10 million, 6.4 million the chip average.
We're down to 32 players, only 4 of them over the age of 40.
Little Rock's Sam Barnhart, one of the many former chip leaders still remaining. He's got a below average stack and currently sits in 17th place. Blinds at 60 and 120,000 with a 15,000 chip ante. Ben Lamb with pocket jacks. Now here's a guy I trust with pocket jacks, a raise to 260,000. Kenny Shee, the Cal graduate several years ago. Queen 4 on the button into the muck. In the small blind, Owen O.D. with pocket kings.
He cashed in 3 World Series events leading into the main event. Poker's a very streaky game. O.D., like Ben Lamb, in a zone these days.
Owen's family back in Ireland following his progress online. They couldn't do that when his dad started playing in the main event a generation ago. A re-raise from O.D. to 720. Back to Lamb now. Lamb with a 4-bet to $1.5 million.
Ben Lamb feels good with pocket jacks in position. He shouldn't.
O.D. with the kings. Lamb gets nothing away. O.D. says all in.
I call.
And a quick call from Lamb, and he will bemoan that.
Yeah, the quick call from Ben, and he quickly regrets it.
Ben will need to bring out the whip to come home a winner against O.D.'s kings.
The 26-year-old Irishman has the 26-year-old American in bad shape.
So Jack would be pretty sweet right now.
A rare misread by Ben Lamb. Here is the flop. 5-4-5. O.D. likes that. No draws for Lamb.
O.D. about to double through to a top 5 chip stack.
Turn card now. 10 of hearts. O.D. 1 blank away from 12.5 million chips.
Lamb has to have a jack to knock out O.D.
The river card is paint but a queen. O.D. wins it. Lamb stack cut almost in half.
So exciting.
Owen O.D. now feels like Ben Lamb usually does, flush in chips. You mentioned that half of Ben Lamb's stack is gone, but he had enough chips that he's still in the top half of this field.
Lamb goes from upper crust to slightly above average. O.D. 4th best in the room.
Nice answer. Thanks.
Each year, recurring storylines emerge. The amateur chip leader, the pro making a deep run. But this year, Norman, a couple of unique relationships stand out among the remaining 32 players. Irishman Owen O.D. and his father's main event success, and the boyfriend-girlfriend dynamic of David Doc Sands and Erica Motino.
It's hard not to root for Owen O.D. In 1983 and 1991, his dad made the main event final table, and if Owen can do it now, they'll be the first father and son to share that distinction. It's also hard not to root for Sands and Motino. Can you imagine the sensation of boyfriend-girlfriend making the November 9? But hey, I know a thing or two about relationships, and frankly, the best thing that can happen to these young lovers is to be knocked out on the same hand. It would be like Sophie's Choice or The Notebook, only on a poker table.
Well, I'm sure they'd love a Hollywood ending, but would prefer something along the lines of Rocky. Matt Giannetti, the chip leader, barely over Ryan Lenahan. Both are seated at the feature table with Erica and Doc. Right now, they have very similar chip counts.
Should be some kind of rule like at the West Online that you can't sit at the same table before you reach the final table.
I think there is, right?
I don't know.
If we were playing from the same IP address. Actually, if we could play online poker, then it could be a problem if we were playing from the same IP address. Real big hypothetical, it sounds like.
You can't play at the same final table?
No, you can't play at the same... I think they don't put you at the same table until you're at the final table. If you're from the
No,
same
I don't think they do that, though.
They don't do that?
No.
John Hewitt with pocket aces.
We've never
Yeah,
been
because we've been at the same table
Oh, we have?
before.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
Remember I knocked you out?
Oh, yeah.
That's why I remember.
She did knock me out of an online tournament. Remember?
That's how I remember.
I guess I blocked that out. I was like,
Raised to 255.
Also got
What gets lost a bit in the great boyfriend-girlfriend story is just how good of a player David Sands is. Prolific online success, 14 World Series cashes.
Motino folds her button over to the big blind. Ryan Lenahan with ace 10 of clubs.
We're at second.
I do remember that. I was only at second.
Faced with a raise already from Hewitt, he makes the call. So Lenahan gets to see a flop for a bit of a discount from the big blind. And the flop is 7-5 king. Hewitt's ace is still best. Lenahan missed and he checks. Hewitt comes out with a bet of 375. And Lenahan gives up the hand. Hewitt's aces work there.
Hewitt happy not to have to battle any further for the pot. Heck, you hope everyone folds the flop against you at this point.
Would you mind putting out the big chip?
Esposito, the short stack here.
Sorry. Not many here.
Still
Yeah.
sound.
Key word.
The thing about big pots is you don't want to lose them. Some players can tend to just whistle their way quietly for as long as possible.
The blinds and antes so big, the pots get huge. The chip swings are enormous. The players shifting positions on the leaderboard quite rapidly. Bonding under the gun, a native of Denmark, but he's lived in the States for several years.
31 years old. Only 5 of the remaining 32 players are older than him. He's on main event Social Security.
With 7-5 off, he's on thin ice. A raise to 255,000.
Now, we saw a lot more of this earlier in the tournament, raising under the gun with a weak hand. It's a popular growing strategy. People assume you have a strong hand with an early position raise.
Lars, glad you asked to look at my chips. You're going to get a real good look at it right now.
Esposito with pocket jacks re-raises all in to almost $1,700,000.
14 big blinds left for Espo.
Folded 2 David Sands pocket fours into the muck. To the small blind, Ryan Lenahan with aces.
How much is it?
Being 7, maybe? Being 8. Soon to be about 2, 4.
Soon to be in Ryan Lenahan's stack.
Let's put the cigar in the mouth for this one.
Hope he doesn't count on that being a victory cigar. Just a call from Lenahan, maybe trying to get someone else in the pot. Big blind Giannetti folds. Now back to Bonding.
Bonding's only play here is to ask for Espo's cigar.
Bonding with 7-5 off, lays down. Lenahan with the aces.
Really?
Trying to knock out Esposito.
I finally found 2 jacks, 2 aces behind me.
The Espo gallery feeling lucky.
Yeah, a large group of supporters may be watching their last hand here in the Amazon room. Esposito looking for help.
Nice hand, buddy.
Lenahan trying to get us one closer to the November 9.
Flip again, damn.
The flop, 7 king 7, no help to Espo.
That's some pain.
Very dry flop for John Esposito.
It would not have been for Bonding, who folded a 7, a deuce on the turn. Esposito 1 card from the exit.
The bracelet winner and local favorite needs a jack.
The river card is the 6 of diamonds. That will close out the 2011 main event for John Esposito.
John Esposito's 7th main event cash, and that's how you go out. A wave, a smile, and a cigar.
He has finished higher in smaller fields, but never a better payday at the World Series of Poker for Esposito. And Ryan Lenahan, the chip leader, once again.
Let's give it up one more time for Mr. John Esposito.
31 players left as we inch closer to the November 9.
It's just like poker. At first you play, and maybe you're not so good. So you practice, and then you practice some more. And you know what? Eventually you find your rhythm, your game, and you get better. And there you are, a poker player. Learn to play better poker for free at the world's largest online poker site, PokerStars.com, and find the poker star in you.
Welcome back inside the Amazon room. 4 tables remaining, including our secondary featured table. ONOD is the top stack there with $12.5 million. Lamb knocked down to under $7 million.
Nobody short stacked at the table, though Ben Lamb might feel short stacked because he's usually well above the chip average.
OD's latest big addition to his stack came courtesy of Ben Lamb a short time ago. Action folded to Kenny Shee. Shee with pocket queens.
He has a political science degree from Cal Berkeley. Born in Taiwan, raised in Southern California, and he has moved back to Taiwan.
He sits with almost 4.8 million chips right now, well below the chip average. A raise to 260,000. OD will sit this one out. J.P. Kelly on the Jack Link Spieth Jerky hole cam with King 9 off.
Like Irishman Owen O.D., who's sitting next to him, Kelly got into the game by watching late-night poker on British television.
He's the first Brit to win a World Series of Poker Europe bracelet.
If I were broadcasting late-night poker, I would have told him to stay away from King 9 off.
No kidding. Kelly will not take the advice. A re-raise to 680,000. Guess he wants to play a pot with Shee. Makievsky folds. Brian Devonshire puts his cards in the muck. Now back to Shee.
Kelly sensing weakness in Shee, but his weakness radar is on the fritz.
Shee just makes the call for 420,000 more.
She's going to play pocket queens the way I would, badly. What if an ace or a king peels off on the flop? What do you do then, Kenny Shee?
All right, heads up to the flop. And how about that? Quad queens for Kenny Shee, and you know how to play queens. Shee checks.
Shee was almost motionless. It's as if she thought if he moved a muscle, the flop would be invalidated.
Kelly, dead in the water, bets 525,000.
And I think Shee is going to try to call here without breathing or shifting any part of his body.
Shee trying not to give anything away, as you said, just with a call.
J.P. Kelly is behind, Lon.
You think? Turn card, 4 of hearts. Can Kenny Shee get any more out of Kelly? Another check from Kenny Shee.
Shee blinked 3 times, then checked. I would have blinked only twice. And look, no give up in J.P. Kelly.
Wow. He bet a third of the pot on the flop, and here's a third once again, 900,000.
There is drawing deadline, and there's drawing 60 feet under. Now, I've got to credit Shee. He looks worried.
He always looks scared to death, though. He announces call.
By the way, Kelly's outs are listed on the top left of your screen.
The river card, tray of hearts. Shee checks again.
That was a 2-blink check. He's getting better.
Kelly, with a big stack of purple, puts Shee all in.
Call.
You got it.
Yeah, call.
$2 million, right?
Kelly will have to turn up his hand. It was an all-in call situation. And Kenny Shee doubles up to $9.8 million.
Bad misread by Kelly cost him half his stack. That's a certified blow-up.
No, for sure.
Less than 2.7.
Kenny Shee moves into 7th place on the overall leaderboard.
Yeah! You see that flop? Oh my God! Oh!
He better send a thank you card to J.P. Kelly, who's down to $4.5 million. Kenny Shee on the prowl now here in the Amazon room.
Knew you'd barrel
He
me
is
there.
pumped up.
Knew you would barrel me there.
She's got hat issues.
How did he double up through Kelly? Phil Galfond tells us in Pro Analysis.
In this hand, J.P. Kelly 3-bets with king 9 offsuit and gets called by She with pocket queens. She flops quads and slow plays his hand the whole way. Check calls flop, check calls turn, check calls river, and gets J.P. to bluff off half of his stack and double up. There are two keys here. I think, first of all, when you flop a very strong hand against an aggressive opponent, it pays off huge to slow play. Second, and more importantly, when you flop so huge that there are almost no hands your opponent can have, he's not going to pay off a raise at any point. You're much better off slow playing when he can't have anything himself. Great play by She.
I think a great play by She would be to lose the cap so he doesn't have to worry about taking it on and off.
What a boost to Kenny Shee's chances. He's working towards a chip count of 10 million right now. All right, 31 players left. The average stack, which Kenny She has surpassed, just over 6.6 million. Back to our feature table. Erica Motino was dealt pocket jacks with only about $1.8 million. This may be a moment of truth. Martine Stashko, the original raiser, with pocket sevens.
All in.
And Motino all in.
I think Doc Sands would have to wake up with quad aces to call here.
Yeah, no way. He is calling. It is folded around the table. Lars Bonding, 6-5, won't play. So back to the original raiser, Stashko.
This would be for 23% of Stashko's stack.
Okay, double up.
And he does make the call. Erica Motino at risk, but in very good shape here.
Atta baby, all right.
I'm sorry, who's all in? Motino battling a cold and a cough the last couple of days, but pocket jacks here just might cure it.
Good luck, babe. I'm proud of you either way.
Thank you.
So great.
By the way, she has not told him once that she's proud of him.
Oh, you know how to stir the pot. All right, here's the flop. Ace, deuce, 8. Well, the jacks hold up so far.
Motino, the last woman left in the main event, in great shape here to double up.
Turn card. Another ace brings Motino closer to a double up.
Stashko looking for a 7 to bust Erica Motino.
The river card. The queen of hearts, and Erica Motino makes the jacks work for the double up.
People keep trying to break them up. You cannot mess with America's couple.
With that double up, Erica Motino surpasses Doc Sands. She's up to 3.8 million.
As I was just telling you, it's tough to play against the tag team. As soon as it's won, it's
Hardest I've ever sweated an all-in my life right there, seriously.
Stashko down to 5 million. He tried to break up the Motino Sands tandem, but Erica did not cooperate.
Hello, beautiful. Oh, yeah.
No one to play with. So play online at partypoker.com. It's fun, it's easy, it's the world's largest poker room.
You folded?
Welcome back to Day 7 of the World Series of Poker, presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Let's check in with Kara Scott.
The pressure is certainly building as we are rapidly losing players. We've been seeing a lot of pocket pairs running into each other, and that and position is what knocked out Steve Brecker. He's the 2009 WPT Bay 101 champion. He had pocket fours on the button. He made a raise. He ended up actually shoving over a re-raise from the small blind when he ran into queens, and he did not improve. At the moment, Quan Nguyen is our chip leader. He has over 17 million in chips.
So the 29-year-old Quan Nguyen taking a turn at the top of the leaderboard. It's a carousel up there. At the feature table, one of the short stacks, Erica Motino, has had a fun ride of her own here at the main event.
Oh my God. The doctor is in.
We figured this might happen.
Our last one standing is Erica Motino from Easton, Connecticut. Go, girl.
Yes, are you kidding? That's awesome. Oh my God.
This wild ride of the main event, it's really unbelievable. I didn't know if I was going to play. I wasn't sure if I was qualified to play in the beginning. So to make it this far is really just amazing. And to be sharing the experience with David is even better.
This is Erica's first main event, and incidentally, it is also the first time she has sat at a poker table with someone from Trinec.
Motino with pocket nines after Stashko from Trinec in the Czech Republic raised with queen 9. Motino calls. King tray off for Doc Sands. He folds.
Doc Sands can't cure being card dead.
Seven-handed at this table now, and these two will see a flop once again.
Motino versus Stashko again. I smell reality show.
The flop is 8 King Deuce. Motino's 9's a heavier favorite now as Stashko misses. Motino checks.
Stashko, 35, used to be a manager at an automotive company before turning to poker.
Stashko with 260,000.
It's a pretty good flop for pocket nines.
And Motino with the best hand, with the call. Turn card down. 5 of diamonds. Motino adds a flush draw. And she checks again.
Erica might put Martine on a flush. Martine might put Erica on a flush. Stashko with queen high and no draws.
Doc Sands trying to get a read on Stashko also. Martine bets 550,000.
Stashko has played pretty snug poker to get here, not playing too snug in this spot.
Well, she seems concerned right now. Stashko's bet has her worried, and she lays down the best hand.
Stashko steals the pot from Erica. If Doc Sands knew that, he would beat him up.
Motino left with 26 big blinds. Stashko chipping up here on day 7. So far, he's on the right path towards reaching a lofty goal.
Yes, it is my dream. When I go to Vegas, it was my dream to win bracelet, but very difficult, a lot of players. But it's some chance now, and I hope I will go to final table.
I haven't done the research, but I believe Martine Stashko would become the first player ever from Trinnic to make the main event final table. I also believe Trinnic would be renamed Stashko if he wins it all.
Lars Bonding has the action. Ace-8 offsuit. A raise to 250,000 to Martine Stashko. Time for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wild card hand, the Trinnic edition.
I'm 10 of 24, and as you know, Lon, I'm trying to become the first person to bat over 400 in the wild card hand since Ted Williams in 1941.
Stashko makes the call.
From the button, I'll put Stashko on A, Jack 10 suited.
The 2 blinds full, and so it will be Bonding with Ace-8 against Stashko. The wild card hand here is the flop. Ace-4, King, all clubs, top pair for Bonding. He checks.
Martine either has flopped a flush draw, straight draw, a pair of kings, or a set of 4s.
And he's going to bet whatever he has, 330,000.
I'm not going to back off, Lon. I believe it could be any of those hands listed. Lars in a tough spot here, a weak ace out of position, and he doesn't have a club.
He does have chips to make the call.
Smells like A, B, C, or D for Martine.
Turn card is another ace. Trip aces for Lars Bonding.
And Bonding's got to feel better about his hand now. Chances are Stashko doesn't have an ace.
But those clubs are out there, and he checks again.
Well, if Martine is betting here, it's either the flush or 4s full. No one's putting a gun to my head, so I don't have to choose.
A or D now?
Yes.
Stashko bets 580,000.
Lars knows trip aces might be good, and even if he's up against, say, a flush, he's got outs.
Bonding comes along with his trips. All right, the river card. 9 of hearts.
Now it gets stickier for Lars. He should have stuck to backgammon. He was a great backgammon player.
World-ranked backgammon player. And he checks his trips.
A or D.
Stashko putting together more chips now. He has bet the entire way.
And if this happens to be a bluff by Martine, it's the slowest bluff in history. But I think Stashko is betting a monster. Big flush or 4s full.
And Stashko pushes out over 1.1 million chips.
40% of the pot. I like that bet. Lars has got to call.
I call.
He does call. Stashko shows pocket 4s for a winning full house on the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wild card hand.
Stashko ahead start to finish, and I know it's late in the season, but I feel a 56-hand hitting streak coming on for me.
Well, your wild card average just went up half a notch, Mr. Chad.
Now the gallery excited for Martine. Vegas has a large Trinnic community.
Bonding with trip aces drops below 7 million. Stashko in 10th place now. We go from Trinnic to Belize. Bob Bernard just re-raised all in.
And I'm walking to the rail.
Bernard with ace jack.
Whatever they decide to do, just let me know. You know that, right?
Philippe Gruesome with deuces needs 10,000 to call.
I don't want to look. I don't want to see. Just let me know what happens.
Well, the first thing we knew was going to happen was Gruesome getting 194 to 1 on the call. It was going to play. Bunara had to push with less than 6 big blinds left. You should never let yourself get down that low.
Norman, we got a 2 million chip pot, a player at risk, and nobody at their stations. All right, Bunara and a coin flip for his tournament life against Gruesome here at the flop. 10 king king, still a coin flip. Bunara with a Broadway draw and counterfeit outs.
One man still looks away. One man comes back.
Turn card. 6 of hearts. Gruesome still with the best hand.
Queen, ace, jack, 10, or 6, or Bunara is gone.
The river card now is another 6, and Bunara gets there. His king's up with the ace kicker as Gruesome's deuces will not play.
That's a tough short stack to stamp out.
A blow to Gruesome's chances, as the only player in the room with a shorter stack right now is Bob Bunara. Bunara has a lot of doubling up to do, but right now life is good for him.
Yes!
And the main event hopes for Belize are still flickering. For Belize's Bob Bunara, this main event has had its share of highlights.
I'm walking to the rail. I don't want to see. Just let me know what happens. Good luck, guys. Oh, I won. I won. Flop the straight. 4, 5, 6. Whoa! Whoa! I'm back.
Yes! He's played in the World Series the last 5 years just for the fun of it, and even with a short stack, as he's had much of this main event, he's had a lot of fun.
All right, we go over to the other outer table. Pius Hines just committed his final chips to pocket queens, hoping to double through Australian Andy Henriksen with ace-king suited, 8.1 million in the middle, and Hines' tournament life in the balance.
Henriksen 23, Hines 22.
The flop, 7 tray, 9 1 spade. Hines still good.
Hines is going to have 8 million chips or no chips.
Turn card. The 8 of spades, Hines still good. Henriksen picks up a spade flush draw.
Henriksen looking for an ace, king, or any spade for the knockout.
And the river card. The 10 of hearts won't do it for Henriksen. Pius Hines scores the double up and will keep his seat.
It's been a pretty good year for hoodies.
Henriksen took a beating there, knocked down to just shy of 2.4 million. And Pius Hines not only avoids becoming our 30th place finisher, he is now our 10th place competitor. By the way, 3 more eliminations before the payouts go from almost 243,000 to over 302,000. Action on Sam Barnhart at the secondary feature table with ace-10 of spades.
Barnhart, the oldest player left at 51.
He's taking a year off from work to test his poker skills, find out if he can make it his livelihood. He raises to 265. Anton Makievsky with king-6 of spades.
Makievsky, the youngest player left at 21, and he could become the youngest main event champion ever, eclipsing Joe Cata.
He hates to fold, but he does lay his hand down.
So actually we're down to 1 player over 50, Sam Barnhart, and only 1 other player over 40, 49-year-old Bob Bunara. They're both amateurs.
Folded to the button, Ben Lamb. He already knows he can make a living from poker. Ace-king off.
A deep for you?
I think they sit around 4.5, maybe 5. You want to count?
No.
Okay. I think it's close to that. Something like that.
Barnhart's right, just over 4.5 million in his stack. Ben Lamb makes the call.
Just calling on the button with ace-king.
Kenny Shee in the small blind. A lot of new chips there.
She's got to learn to squeeze just a little faster. We teach that at the Norman Chad School of Poker. Low tuition. Our admissions department is open around the clock.
The blinds both fold. Heads up, Lamb and Barnhart. The flop 9 queen king. Top pair for Lamb, a Broadway draw for Barnhart. Sam. Come on, Sam. 400,000.
Lamb with top pair, top kicker. But that board could be in Barnhart's wheelhouse.
And Lamb just with the call. Jack on the turn. That's very interesting. Barnhart hits his ace-high straight. Lamb with flush and straight draws.
Boy, if I'm in the hand line, my head explodes staring at that board. I wouldn't know what to do. Flush got there. Straight got there. Someone could have a set.
Barnhart checked it. Lamb checks as well.
They don't know what to do.
No, they don't. The river card is another heart, and Lamb gets there with the ace-high flush. Barnhart with the straight. He bets 400,000.
Small bet.
1.5 on top.
There you go.
It's good to be Ben Lamb.
Barnhart squirming and folds.
Barnhart frustrated, but he lays it down without further damage.
We saw Ben Lamb lose nearly half his stack a short time ago, but he is now in 12th place out of 30 players. The turn looked great for Barnhart, but the river only brought him disaster. The unflappable Ben Lamb always seems to find a way to rebound. Welcome back to The Real. On McCarran along with Norman Chad and Karis Scott at the secondary table where Ben Lamb had $13 million. Then he got halved. Now he's back to $9 million. Lamb looks down at King 10 of clubs. And he's going to raise it to $260,000.
When Kenny Shee squeezes his cards, he reminds me of a catcher crouching down waiting for the next pitch.
8-6 of diamonds. He folds. OD folds, as does Kelly. Barnhart now on the Jack Link Speed Jerky hole cam. Queen Jack of spades.
Sam says age is a big factor in the main event, and he's definitely been feeling all of his 51 years down the stretch.
From the big blind, he makes the call.
The Lamb about half Barnhart's age.
I got about 30-something.
There's the flop. Queen 7-8, 2 spades. Very good flop for Sam. Top pair with a flush draw. He checks. Now to the original raiser, Ben Lamb.
Barnhart all over that flop. Lamb all over the continuation bet.
Yep, 320,000.
Sam's got an itch.
I think that's a tell that he's got an itch.
620.
Barnhart with a check raise, a minimum raise to 640,000. Lamb with nothing lays down his hand.
Sam's an old man here, but poker's such an easy game when Ben Lamb folds.
Such a great flop for Sam Barnhart. He might have gotten more chips out of Ben Lamb, but he's happy to be stacking any chips at this point. Sam Barnhart up to $4.2 million. Ben tested Sam and then made the good laydown. Back to the party in Belize. Bernard all in again with aces this time.
I hit aces, man. I don't like that.
Gianni Demers has queens, trying to get the knockout.
Demers, a 23-year-old from New Jersey who owns one T-shirt. Seems like Bernard has been raising all in with less than 20 big blinds for days on end.
The flop, King Deuce 4. Demers gets no help.
Aces, I hate them. I prefer 7 deuce off. I honestly do. Ask them. I honestly do.
Turn card, a tray.
Honestly, do I prefer 7 deuce off, 7 deuce off, 7 deuce off, 7 deuce off. I don't want to see
River card, the 9 of spades. Bunara with another double up.
Well, 7 deuce off would have been a one-way ticket back to Belize. Sometimes pocket aces are good to have.
Another double up for Bunara, and this time Bob will count almost 3.4 million chips in his stack. So 30 players remain in the main event. A lot of money still up for grabs as we get back to our feature table. Action has been folded over to John Hewitt, ace-jack of hearts for the 23-year-old.
He attended the University of Costa Rica, which I believe is in Costa Rica.
He had me hanging there. Stashko folds his button to the small blind. Erica Motino, 6 deuce off. She'll fold directly to her left. In the big blind, her boyfriend, David Doc Sands, with Jack 10 off.
He went to Hamilton College in New York, graduated summa cum laude, which frankly is just showing off. I'm sure if he had just matriculated with a 2.8 GPA like I did, Erica still would have gone out with him.
Erica wondering what her boyfriend's thinking about here.
All in.
Doc Sands moves all in with Jack 10 for over $2.2 million.
Sands pushes with 18 big blinds left. Hewitt would need 45% of his stack to call.
Doc Sands, summa cum laude.
I call.
And Hewitt makes the call. Doc Sands in trouble.
Big shack. So all we need is 10 of clubs.
Jack 10? You idiot.
All right, so John Hewitt trying to knock off half of the happy couple. Here's the flop. Queen, queen, ace. Ace is up for Hewitt. Sands with a Broadway draw.
Got more outs than we started with. I guess your friends want me to have outs.
Sands originally looking for a 10. Hewitt now has to dodge a king.
Turn card.
Running queens.
7 of diamonds, and now we're 1 card from losing Erica Mutino's poker teacher and boyfriend.
Hewitt poised for the knockout. Doc Sands has to have a king, or Erica Mutino will carry on alone.
The river card. Another queen. Hewitt, rivers, queens full. Doc Sands out of the main event in 30th place. A lot of fine poker players say a lot of good things about Doc Sands. He wins almost $243,000.
It will not be a November 9 honeymoon for the couple, but it was fun.
All right, baby. Carry the torch. I love you.
Good job. You can so proud. Finish the job. Play aggressive.
Jack 10, you idiot.
John Hewitt, certainly no sentimentalist as he splits up the likable duo. Doc Sands will take his leave, and Erica Mutino will now have to navigate the rest of the main event waters alone. Her boyfriend, David Sands, is now with Kara Scott.
David, coming so close to the final table yourself, it's a cruel fact that your exit takes Erica 1 step closer. Talk me through your emotions here.
I mean, that's definitely ironic, but, you know, I was just playing my own game to win, and she was playing hers, and, I mean, it's unfortunate, but, you know, I'll be here rooting her on the whole way, and I'd like nothing more than to see her make the final table, so hopefully one of us can do it.
Did you give her some words of encouragement on the way out? I saw you guys have a little hug.
Yeah, we just had a nice moment and just kind of, I don't know, for me, just kind of recap the whole experience briefly, and I just told her to play aggressive and play to win, and then I was proud of her.
Thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you.
All in.
Whoa. Okay, buddy. It was fun. Thank you.
Good job. You can so proud. Finish the job.
The $2,500 buy-in mixed high-low championship pitted World Series veteran Michael the Grinder Mizrachi against newcomer Owais Ahmed in Omaha 8 and Stud 8. Ahmed, the Pakistani-born amateur from California, finished on top to earn his first gold bracelet and over $320,000.
I just play my heart out. I play my A game. In the end, it all worked out for me.
You may remember Owais Ahmed from the Poker Players Championship. He finished 4th in that event. Ahmed representing Pakistan. And here in the main event, the field is internationally diverse. 12 countries represented with 29 players still in the field.
Nearly half of bracelets in 2011 won by foreign-born players, so no surprise that half the remaining field is foreign-born.
Sam Holden, one of 2 Brits left, is in severe trouble all in, holding 9 of diamonds against Canadian Quao, wins ace 9 of spades.
Is this where I use my one time?
Holding on the button against the big blind.
Holding all in for his last $1.5 million. The flop 6-4-10. Quao wins, still leads. He picked up a flush draw. Holden now with a gut shot.
Holden in a similar position we just saw Doc Sands in, but he gets a better flop, still well behind.
Jack of diamonds.
Turn card is the 7, and Holden scores a straight to the 10, but not out of danger.
Well, we'd have a chop pot if a non-spade 8 comes. Otherwise, Wynn can only bust Holden with a river spade.
The river card is the 6 of clubs, and Sam Holden will score his double up. So the man from Canterbury, England, will keep his seat.
One time work.
Pursuant to the new Norman Chad rules of poker, that one time has been recorded, and Sam Holden will not be allowed to use it again.
Quao Wynn with a small hit to his stack. He still has over $15 million. Holden holding on. He now has $3.2 million. And you see Bob Bunara right next to Holden. It seems that the short stacks are playing pretty tough at that table. All right, back to the secondary feature table. Action has been folded to the button. Anton Makievsky, the Ukrainian with Jack 4 offsuit, and a raise to $240,000.
I'm bold to try to pick up the blinds and antes.
Brian Devonshire in the small blind with Queen 10 of spades.
Devo engaged to be married in 2012, but I'm going to have a little chat with him first.
He makes the call. Scott Schwalik in the big blind, 10-6.
Engagements are made to be broken.
Schwalik folds. So heads up, Makievsky and Devonshire. Google Devo images and you'll get the joke. The flop tray 8-6, nothing much for either. Queen high is best for Devo.
It's often a battle of wills. You've got to want it.
Devonshire checks to Makievsky.
Now Makievsky wants it with jack high.
He bets 350,000.
Well, Devo has not insta-folded, or maybe he's just having second thoughts about that engagement. Look at this.
Wow, Brian Devonshire with some purples worth 100,000 each. And there's a check raised to a cool 1 million.
Very nice read from Devonshire. That's American know-how, son. I'm sorry, what's Makievsky doing?
Wow.
What's he doing?
The Ukrainian now comes back over the top, re-raised it to 2.4, and Devo folds.
Wow, that's scary. That's Ukrainian know-how, son.
So Devonshire gives up some chips. He's just about even here on day 7. Makievsky with little fear, great confidence, and terrific reads. Anton Makievsky continuing a new tradition here at the 2011 World Series. Ukrainian success. Kachalov, Kovalchuk, and Sinis all won bracelets, and Yevgeny Temoshenko picked up a second-place finish.
Makievsky good friends with Alexei Kovalchuk, and that is Kovalchuk's aquamarine jacket he's been wearing throughout the main event as a lucky charm.
Keeping it here at the secondary feature table, pocket jacks for Sam Barnhart, first to act.
Barnhart wears his own clothes. I believe this is usually his Tuesday t-shirt.
And with the 2 jacks, he wants to raise it up to 265,000.
Someone needs to buy Devo an adult shirt. You can't walk around in a San Francisco Giants jersey if you're married.
Not married just yet. Action on Scott Schwalik. Schwalik will fold. Then Lamb with King Queen.
Lamb just looks as if he's attached to the poker table. He just seems like he belongs there.
He instills fear in most of his opponents, and he looked like he was going to play the hand, but ended up folding.
Here's the Kenny Shee squeeze.
Nope, he will not stick around. OD folds his small blind. J.P. Kelly in the big blind with ace-king.
When he won a pot limit hold'em bracelet here in 2009, Phil Collins was 10th, David Sands 11th in that event, and of course Kelly also won a no-limit bracelet that year in Europe.
J.P. Kelly with chips, a re-raise to 720,000.
I'm all in.
And Sam Barnhart's all in for over 3.3 million.
Cool.
Kelly has a shot to knock out Barnhart there with a call, but he doesn't look confident about it.
So just cool.
Kelly lamenting his re-raise.
All low cards.
Sam Barnhart at risk. Here's the flop, and that's low enough.
J.P. Kelly still might be thinking about his re-raise. Sam Barnhart thinking about low cards.
The turn card now. 7 of spades. The straight draw on board doesn't worry Sam.
Indeed, if it comes, Sam would have a higher jack-high straight. Kelly can only knock out Barnhart with a river, ace, or king.
The river card is a 9. Barnhart's jack-high straight will bring him a double up to nearly 7 million.
Little rock forever.
Sam Barnhart straight brings him some much-needed chips, approaching 7 million. And, of course, he keeps his chair here in the big one.
I'm all in. Cool.
Back inside the Amazon room, the leaderboard ever-changing. Matt Giannetti has reclaimed the chip lead as Qual Win has fallen back. Action on Giannetti at the feature table. King Jack offsuit. Giannetti raised to 260,000.
We have seen Giannetti, Wynn, Hines, Lenahan, Barnhart, Collins, Lamb all atop the leaderboard. It's hard to hold on to it.
Action folded to Erica Motino, Queen 10 of clubs, and she says all in for almost 1.8 million.
Similar spot, similar hand. We saw Doc Sands in earlier. 15 big blinds left.
I'm all in.
Hendrickson re-raises all in for over 6 million with ace queen. Giannetti folds, and so Motino at risk.
And Erica, like her boyfriend before her, is dominated for her main event life. John Hewitt took out the first half of the perfect couple. Now Hendrickson trying to take out the better half.
Motino trying to hang on. Here is the flop. Queen 5-4, no clubs in there. Her path is very narrow now.
Yeah, no club, no 10, no straight draw. Little hope for Motino. Hendrickson trying to finish off the last woman here in the main event.
Lauren Kling on the left, Christina Lindley here, supporting Doc Sands' girlfriend, Erica Motino, trying to survive. The turn card, 7 of diamonds, no help to Motino. The last woman standing in the main event has one last chance.
And Erica Motino's improbable main event journey now will end unless she can hit a 10 on the river.
The river card, the jack of clubs, and that will do it. Erica Motino goes out in 29th, just one place after Doc Sands was eliminated in 30th.
Well, I thought it would be best for the relationship if they went out on the same hand. Instead, it's back-to-back eliminations for them, pretty close, and bragging rights for Erica.
A nice round of applause for Erica Motino as she heads out to join David Sands on the rail. And we see at one of the outer tables, Philippe Gruesome has just been knocked out. Gruesome goes out in 28th. He earns over $242,000. The rest of the field now gets a pay raise to over $300,000. Matt Giannetti in the lead. After the redraw, we'll be down to 3 tables with 27 players. Let's go down to Kara Scott right now, who's with Erica Motino.
Describe to us what it's like to come this far in your first 10K event.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. You know, there's a lot of good players still left, and I don't have as much experience as everyone else probably, but I think I did pretty good for my first 10K.
Do you take any solace in being the last woman standing here? Does that mean anything to you?
I mean, it's pretty cool that I'm the last woman standing, and hopefully it'll show that, you know, other women can play, and they won't be afraid, you know, to play with the guys.
Okay, well, thank you so much for talking to us.
As day 7 winds down, so too did the improbable story of David Sands and Erica Motino. Sands pushed himself out in 30th. And the last woman standing followed her boyfriend out the door. 27 are now left to hunt poker's biggest prize. For Norman, Chad, and Kara Scott, I'm Lon McCarran. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Stick around. The conclusion of Day 7 is coming up next.